leave Apple for nothing. Are you gone crazy? I jumped after 20 years from corporate life. I started to build my own business, my own voice. But there were a few things that I didn't know before I jumped that I know now. And I want to share those with you in case you are in the same place thinking, is there more than this corporate rat race? And what should I know before maybe taking the leap of faith in yourself? Maybe some of these will be surprising for you. They surely were for me. Feel free to ask me a question in the comments so I can answer you or even make a video about it. My name is Zora. I worked 20 years in HR, 9 at Apple. I'm a corporate psychologist. A couple of years ago, I left the corporate world and started my own thing. I live in Switzerland. I am a mother of 2 teenagers and a Dalmatian. Whoa, that's a totally different type of a tornado right there. Here are the 5 insights that I didn't know when I jumped out of corporate, but definitely know now. Let's go them through. So the first one is never wait for the confidence because it comes only after courage. I think the whole idea of going on my own had been cooking already for, I would say, probably a couple of years in my mind. I had been working at Apple many years, gaining more responsibilities. And in my mind, I had always this idea about what if I tried my own wings? When will I be ready? When it will be the right time? Looking back, it's really clear to me that the courage had to come first. The clarity, the confidence, the knowing what I'm going to do afterwards clearly next came later. But the courage had to come first, and that's the first insight. Don't expect your brain to be ready to jump out of 20 years of corporate world or 10, whatever you have. You'll have to have the courage to jump first. Like I said, I'm a single mom of 2 teenagers, so many people ask me, are you gone crazy or just nuts to leave a big successful ship like Apple for what? For nothing. So, of course, it took a lot of courage, especially when jumping and nobody receiving and saying, "Yeah, honey, go ahead, give it a try." But like I said, it's definitely hasn't made it easier, but possible as well, but you have to have that courage first. Those kind of limitations just make you doubt it even more and doubt your ability even more to fly. Those doubts will end up taking weeks, months, even years sometimes before you then have the courage to jump. And often what happens, what I've heard from other people who have done it maybe before me or after me, have said the pain of standing still has to become bigger than the fear of jumping and not knowing where you will land. So that was the first one. Here comes the second one. Get ready for the corporate crickets. And let me explain this one for you. So you will be for sure celebrated for your courage and to jump and start a more entrepreneurial path or whatever you plan to do. At the same time, what surprised me was the amount of corporate crickets. So the silence, in this case, it was Apple, the silence from those ecosystems that I had gotten used to be in a contact with. And I know why, of course. I mean, their corporate rat race continues. Remember the kind of yearly cycles of whatever function is going through. They continued being busy with everything I knew they were busy with and more. And when you jump out of the windmill, you realize how silent it suddenly becomes around you. People are super busy with their own issues and especially with the corporate issues. When you are in that corporate ecosystem, you still have that network in a way and those connections and the smiles and the high fives, etc. But once you're out of it, I call it the corporate crickets. And when I've talked about it to other people, they have said exactly the same. And they said, finally, somebody tells us the name for it. So hashtag corporate crickets. Get used to it. Don't be surprised. And it's not badly meant, but it's might be a surprise for you when you choose to jump. Then number 3, and this one is gonna potentially hit you a bit. At least it hit me. There are a lot less people in the arena than are around the arena judging those inside. And the way entrepreneurs are being viewed, like, hey, look, you have your freedom, you can do what you want when you want. But very seldom when you are in the corporate side, you realize also the risk, the kind of like the existential fear, like how am I gonna make the next day? So inside the arena, there's a lot less people. And sometimes it may come across a bit almost like a judgment as well. Again, I know it's not badly meant, but even so, what I realized was you need to create your network now inside the arena. Your corporate cheerleaders before might not actually be the ones who are going to cheer for you anymore. Because who knows, maybe now you are doing something they wish they had the courage to do as well. It took me quite some time to realize that the whole ecosystem that I had to kind of remake it and start finding the people who were one step ahead of me or 20 or 100 steps ahead of me as an entrepreneur, rather than trying to reconnect with people from the corporate teams who had been my kind of safety net before. Because from those conversations, I feel I got more fueled with doubt and maybe their doubt rather than courage and drive to move forward. So there are a lot less people in the arena as entrepreneurs starting up their own thing than there are around the arena looking in there, and at times a bit with a judgmental viewpoint as well. So you have to get used to that as well. The 4th one, never plan a date to start, just start now. See, our brain is wired to find all the excuses not to change. And that's why, for example, the 1st of January is the worst thing to change anything. The moment the 1st of January hits, your brain has like a million excuses why not to go with it. So you can start already now. And I know how hard it is. I tried it as well. Can I kind of build some ideas while working 24/7 at the corporate side? It's hard, if not even impossible. But the one thing you can do is start to build your own voice. And that's probably one of my biggest regrets, is that these days, in order for you to be successful on your own, you need to have a voice and a brand. Unless you sell hot dogs. I don't. So you need to build your voice and the brand, and that can be as simple as a little LinkedIn post about a topic that really excites you. And like that, you start to build slowly something that can help you fly later on. So never plan a date when you will resign, or when you will make that first post, or when you will reach out to the person who is already 1 or 2 or 10 steps ahead of you. Just do it now. I waited way too long and waited to be ready and feel ready. And like I said in the beginning, the confidence and the clarity and the capability comes only after. And there's this saying, embarrassment is the price of entry. You will never become a master if you are not willing to be the foolish beginner. And which means it's gonna be messy. It's not gonna be elegant and great and whatnot. But so start. Whatever it is, start. And the last one is the 5th one. In the world of echoes, build your own voice. Honestly, one of the reasons why I'm moving more towards YouTube is that LinkedIn, in my view, has become a ChatGPT viral factory. Suddenly, in the world of toxic cultures or leaders or burnout, everybody is a burnout expert, culture expert, and leadership coach. And when you look people's backgrounds, you realize it does not really match always what they are posting versus what they've done. If you want to surf the algorithm and get viral and get more followers, there are ways to get that. But personally, I always thought that finding my own voice is even more important, because then I know that those who hang around because of what I'm sharing. So build your own voice, find it. It will not come after 20 years of corporate jargon, echoing kind of frameworks and thoughts, and it doesn't come quickly. So the quicker you can start to build your own voice and presence, whatever your choice of platform is, the more you build your own voice, the more clear it becomes, and the more the tone develops, and the less you start to sound like an echo. Those are my 5 insights to what I know now about coming out of corporate, and I didn't know at the time when I jumped out a couple of years ago. Hope those are helpful for you. Feel free to ask me a question in the comments so I can answer you, or even make a video about it. And subscribe to this channel. I will unfold here more about my journey as an entrepreneur for you as well.